Okay, good morning. Monday. It's about 8:40. So we got the overnight high, the overnight low, got this steady uptrend since the market opening, which is around this area right here. So what do we have here? We got one, two. So we're approaching the overnight high. So we got first entry long, might come to second entry long here. We're actually working on the second entry short. Haven't quite got there yet. But this is almost a new high, so working towards this area. We potentially have you can see this right here, but I don't want to go into, this is a second entry long, which has been good, would have been good, but I don't want to enter into a doji, and then you got another one here, first entry, second entry's coming up here, but look how congested it is. Um, I'm gonna stay out until we get out of this formation. Okay, so it looks like it breaks out. Might have a measure move going here. It's going to retest that blue line, potentially. And then we're going to look for it to make it somewhere up here. Now that's the measure move. Chances are it will do that, but not always. You can see right here, one obvious leg, second obvious leg. Let's see if that's true. And then bam, right there. Okay, so hopefully we can see that here. But we break out. That test is what we're expecting to see, so it's getting into an area where we want to pay attention. Okay, here we go. First entry, potentially a second entry short right here. Hopefully, I'm looking for a short trap. So this is where we want to pay attention. On this machine, I don't have that beep sound to tell me when the thing is over. I need to get that back. Okay, so we officially have the second leg down. So anything from this point that crosses over, I will be happy to take, because we already have it come back, test this area. So here's the first entry, second entry is coming up, and this is actually a second entry short right here as well that's not completed, didn't get the scalp. So there's a lot to like here. So this risk right now is sitting at a lot. It's 3.25 to 1 because of how high that bar is. Hopefully it's this bar right here that we get to play with. That will reduce it to 2.5 at where it sits currently. But I'm thinking it's going to make new high. It has to make new high for us to get our scalp, right? We come in right here, so it has to come up to at least this point here. This is one of those areas where I'm sure that I'm willing to take a risk that this is the
Order filled.
leg up. So I'm gonna fill my order at even a better. I'm gonna buy another one if it gets back here.
Order filled.
There you go. And my stop loss will just be right here. It's one of those setup where you know that this is what's gonna happen with a really high probability that this is how it's gonna play out. So I'm willing to take that risk and not even wait for this thing to jump over. I didn't pay attention, but I would even buy it right here. If we lose this trade, it counts as two losing trades. So there you go. I want to pause the video because this might take a while. Take a look at this. I'm going to zoom in here. So we have a second entry right here, one tick, which acts as a short, and now you got one tick down, which is a second entry short as well. So whichever way it's going, it's going to set up a trap for the other side. But again, even though it ticks up and comes down, I'm still I'm still willing to take the risk that it gives us right now because everything points to us as that it's going to go to the upside. I could be wrong, but it's one of those risks that I'm willing to take. So right now this is a second entry short. It already tick us above for the second entry long as well, right? Um, because it came down this way, and it's not shooting straight down, could indicate that stop loss is right down here. So we're still in a good shape right now. So we just got our target just got filled. Great. So that's two. So right now, because of where we had this, we already got a really good uh, setup here. So I'm just gonna lock in this runner as well. Again, we took more risk than we normally would have because it's a setup. As soon as it bounced out of this range right here, the blue range, we know that it would come back and test it. So it came back and test, create a two leg bounce, hanging right off of the EMA here. So we put two orders in right there, one right at and one before. If I seen it earlier, I would even be willing to get it right here. Okay. So that trade made us 270. So right now we're sitting at realize. So right now almost 400 because of this runner. So I'm going to try to lock in this runner. I'm going to go right there and see. I want to be aggressive. We're going to take 2 points off of that. See if we can get it up here. Well, technically, our measure move have it up here, so I'm even going to go up that far there. And this one, I'm going to put it right here. So, since I'm being aggressive, every time these bar completes, I'm just going to move it right below it. It's approaching this channel right now, so I'm just going to do it right here, right before the channel. Even though it's right here, but I think it's going to be kicking back. Sometimes it gets here, sometimes it doesn't, but right now we got 5 points off of this. I'm just gonna lock it in, like leave it right there. That way we'll get at least 4 points out of this runner. Okay, so our runner got kicked out. So that play, we got 489 off of that one. Great first tray. I'm gonna see if I can get in on this trap here. Got the sound back. It's not as this is about closing about 2/3. But we got one tick right here coming down for a second entry short. Stop loss would be right here. Sometimes I do it up here to capture the trap. Yeah, in order for a trap to work, it gotta be right here. You effectively get a leg up right here, but and that would signify, yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. I think we're on such a strong uptrend. I don't mind taking a little more risk to the upside. I'm going to be real conservative if I take any downside trade. Okay, we just got filled. So that previous bar risk is exactly 2, so it's exactly where it should be. We don't have to adjust it. You can see that right here. So that trap effectively kicks in right here. The folks that enters right here, most likely their stop loss is right here. So as soon as we get one tick over this, I'm expecting it to really shoot up fast. Because sometimes people put one tick or two tick above whatever the signal is, right? Right now we got one tick, but one more tick should effectively kick out a lot of these folks. Unless they're moving the stop, which I recommend not doing ever, right? If it works against us, if it goes against us, we just gotta take it. Okay, here we go. So it just effectively went up. So we should see a pretty fast movement up if it is a trap. But it's not moving fast, so I'm guessing not a lot of folks enter on this downtick here. Man, it's killing me. It got ticked down again. I'm gonna start trailing my stop here. Could set up another trap here. 1, 2. I think our stop loss down here is pretty safe, to be honest, because it's actually below the EMA, and it's only 2. Let's leave it. See if this trade will work itself out. But man, it got everything in the book to say that this trade will work. I'm surprised that it doesn't. Man, unfortunately, we got kicked out of that one. Um, yeah, I don't see what the setup is correct. It's a little congested. That's the only thing I can think of, right? Bounce right, reject the EMA, reject the EMA. A short trap. Got multiple characteristics going for us, but unfortunately, it just doesn't do it. And this particular one is just too big of a risk right now, so I don't want to go in. Hey, my recorder crashed, but I did take this trade right here. We came out of this range. retest, came out, make this low here, and then up, first entry. Oh, first entry is right here, came down, went up, and then here's the second entry. I took it, barely enough, but we got a scalp. So we're approaching this channel right here. It's big risk, 4.5, about 4.5. So I place an order right here because I don't want this bar to get any bigger. Almost there. So I'm playing this channel right here. Let me change that to something else here so that we can sort of see it. Yeah, so that channel right there. So it went up, touch it a couple of times. Um, First entry short right here. This is the second one. So again, like I said, it's a big risk. It's a big risk bar, but everything has been trending down. So just need one more tick before we can get it. So
Target filled.
there you go. Bring this down. I feel like keeping my 1 point profit and then we'll be aggressive from that point. Sorry, didn't have my headset on, but I don't know how much of it you
Stop
heard.
filled.
So I just want to keep my 1 point profit, so I left it right there. But you can see this is a channel that we're playing here. Came down. It is a big risk bar. I think at the time it was let's see, 1, 2, 3. It's about 3.5 points. Uh, but the setup looks correct. That's why I went for it. Normally I try to avoid anything that big. That's why I sort of also went ahead and place it right here instead of waiting for the candle bar to finish. By the time it finishes, it's technically it's pretty much the same because of the tail and the bottom here. Uh, but it worked out. We got what we wanted. Okay, it's about 12:45. We still have a little bit of trading left, but I'm gonna call it a day. I just want to get back to the development of that thing. Just getting frustrated that I can't get the logic correctly to identify the legs. But we lost one trade. Um, Outside of the congested, I just don't know what we would do different. If it was this one right here, it is kind of congested for that trap. It did take up, it's just that it didn't take off like the way that we did. One thing I would do in the future is that once it starts not to work, I'll start dragging my stop loss in to start saving some fun. Okay, because that one was, let's see, we got in right here. It was exactly two. So we lost $300. Otherwise, we would net about $700. Okay, so 404 today. Not bad. See you guys tomorrow. I'm not gonna. I think the video is long already, so I'm not gonna show you guys the update. Well, I can. So 111. So we did five. We got four. So net 462. 462. Five. So 4430. Okay. So we're at 7,000 now. Pretty getting close. Still, I just don't like to